Welcome, welcome, you guys. Super, super excited for today's episode. I'm even more excited for the guest that we have on. Y'all, she is super dope, right? She's actually helped me a tremendous amount within this last month when it comes to content and content creation. She is literally always providing a ton of value. So I definitely wanted to have her on this week's episode just because of all the value that she gives. So Miss Monica, are you there?
I am. Hey, Natisha, how are you?
Good. This was long overdue. I'm just so excited that you are on here because I'm like, I know we needed to connect. That's what I know. That's what I knew.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, why don't you tell everybody, just give us a little bit of background about you and what kind of businesses that you have.
Okay, so right now, hello everyone. My name is Monica Rowe. So, because I need to let y'all know my name, that would help. I'm the CEO and founder of a company by the name of Elevate Your Empire. And what we do is mindset coaching, business consultancy. And originally I actually started it as a brunch company, like those business brunches that we do down in the West Palm Beach area, because I just knew that honestly the market of Black women down there were really we were just lacking, especially in that specific area. You think, oh, y'all in South Florida, Miami. Let me tell you something. We are not driving 100 miles for brunch. It ain't happening. Okay. So my local market needed some help. Okay. Other than that, I am also a writer, hopefully contributing author and all those sorts of things, speakers. Got some things in the work for the next year. But mostly I help people with content. I help people with speaking. And currently I'm helping people with their live streaming because everybody hiding out in the woods. And I'm like, nah, y'all need to come out here and let people see you. Okay.
So, yes, I freaking love it. Now, do you run your businesses full time, or do you have a day job as well, or is this all that you do?
I have a day job. I do have a day job. I'm actually working to go full time, but I wanted to actually point something out there. A lot of people, and I know it myself too, a lot of people literally in my conversations that I have with them are ashamed to mention the fact that they are a part-time entrepreneur. Like they don't like the idea of saying they're a side hustler, or they're like, they feel like people aren't going to take them as serious. But let me tell y'all something. Get your money. Okay. I respect you more if you tell me straight up, look, I work a day job. I will talk to y'all after 6. Okay. Okay, great. Perfect. That's fine. I know we in the same boat. Now, when you move forward with that, it doesn't take anything away from you at all. Okay. So yes, I am a proud part-timer. I'm a side hustler. I get my coins. I have multiple businesses and a job. And I'm not afraid to say that because my expertise is not affected at all by the day job that I have.
Wow. It's not. Coming on here already. That is good. That had me thinking because everybody wants to be a full-time entrepreneur.
Yep.
And so it's like, my thing is, don't ever knock the job. Like, you really have to appreciate your job is going to be your first investor. Like, your job is enabling you to even have your business. So be grateful for that. I love that. Proud part-time entrepreneur. That is funny. Now, so I mean, we've been connected for a while now, but we've most recently have gotten connected because you actually just hosted a 21-day live stream challenge, which was, oh my God, it was so amazing. Like, my testimony, y'all, like, I love it. I loved it so much. And I mean, I go live, but I just go live like when I feel like it. Like having some type of, structure, actually knowing what I'm going to talk about, and just seeing like my viewers go up with over the course of the 3 weeks. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So yeah, I freaking loved it. Now, give us a little bit of background of how that even came about.
Okay, so when I very first started my business, y'all, I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, I want to do the brunches, and I was like, cool. And everybody's like, you need to be on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm like, doing what? And they're like, showing up, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll post. And the posts were getting nowhere. And I actually had a business coach. She hosted her own 21-day challenge, and basically it was like, y'all just go live for at least 15 minutes for 21 days straight. And so we did, and it was amazing. But here's the thing. I obviously going through it realized, okay, it would have been nice if she kind of let us know what to talk about. It would have been nice if she kind of let us know some structure. And so over time, I actually created my own structure. And I realized that, you know what? People would go live if they knew what to talk about. People would go live if they knew how to do it, how to get interest before they go live, during their live, what to talk about, and how to wrap it up and follow up with people. So honestly, what happened with the challenge, and it's a hilarious story. I think it was like a Monday or so. I had come off of like 2 months of not really showing up on Instagram and Facebook other than, that's a funny meme, repost, that kind of thing, right? So I was like, I need to show up for my audience. I need to like tell people, hey, I exist again. Right. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it 21 days. I'm going to go live every single day. Let me get my stuff out. And as I was going through creating it, I kept praying like, Lord, what should I talk about? Because I always pray. Like me and God, we talk just like we talk. I don't get on my knees and say, dear Lord Jesus, and sprinkle. Listen, I do that, but I don't do it all the time. I'm just like, God, so what we need to talk about today, because I need to help some people. How can I help them? Yeah. And so while I was going through it and everything, he kept saying, include other people. And I'm like, how? Like, tell them to show up. Okay. Yay. Hey guys, I'm going live. Like, you should come and watch me. And he's like, no, other people need this. And I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. No. No. And it literally just kept nagging at me. And I was like, okay, you know what? Fine. I'm going to put out there, I'm doing a 21-day challenge. And ain't nobody going to sign up for this. And I can just go on my little merry way. And next thing you know, I had almost 20 people. And I was like, oh, so y'all actually need me to show. Okay, let's do this thing. Let's do this. So from a Thursday to a Saturday, I created the entire program. Well, that's a lie. I created the first week of the program, y'all. Okay. And I said, I'm going to show up my best. I'm giving them everything I got. And I'm just giving everybody. And let me tell you, the testimonies that came from it, it helped me in my business. Yeah. Everybody else was like, I never thought about doing this. And I was so afraid to go live. I'm like, what? And I'm like, this is what happens. And the reason I wanted to explain how I came about it is this is the process so many of us go through in our business in general. Yeah. We have this great idea. We know we know good and well we can help people. We know God told us to go and help people. And we say, no, nobody needs that. And we're like, people need it. Yeah. People need it. People want it. Put it out there. Let them tell you no. And it's so funny because I have that mindset for everything else. I have that mindset like when I work a job, people come to me, seriously, I probably should have been a career coach because I write resumes like nobody's business. I help people get jobs, interviews, all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, look, I'll apply for anything. I'm going to let them tell me no. I'm not going to tell, oh no, I wouldn't qualify for that. How you know? I have never qualified for almost every single job I've had. None of them.
I love that.
And it's just because I'm like, because someone told me a long time ago, it was my stepmother. She said, listen, if you qualify for at least 20% of what they're looking for, apply. Let them tell you no. And so I started to be like, I have to start doing that in my own business. I have to let others tell me no. Right? So anyway, moving on from that, it was a great, wonderful challenge. And then what I realized was I needed to step it up. I gave myself the pass and said, you know what? Yeah, you came up with this in a few days and you were kind of winging it along the way, but you still got it done.
You did.
But this time, give yourself some space, right? And show up and show out. So this time is going to be 4 weeks straight. So about 30 days instead of 21. I'm going to have daily prompts of what people can talk about. So you have the most engagement, not just, hey, show up, do this, do that. Like I'm going to teach you how to go live, but I'm also going to teach you what to talk about when you are going live, what to post, and also how to focus on sales. Because there's one thing to show up and have everybody like, oh, I love all the topics you're talking about. Right. But they also are asking, so how can I pay you? Like they're asking, I have my wallet, and y'all, I spend money on programs, $1,000 program here, $500 program here, $200 program here.
Yeah.
Other people are like me. They need help. They're like, look, I can do without this $200 if you're going to help me move my business forward and make a good 10K this month. That's what I need. And so I'm like, you know what? This time I'm going to dive deep into it, and I'm going to help people with that. So it's a lot. Okay. But I'm having that in January. And then this month I'm having a mini 2-day boot camp. And that boot camp is just kind of like an overview of kind of like what to expect. But I'm gonna still give people some instruction, because I was going to do the challenge in December, but your girl need a breather, so no. Okay, I'm like, that's cute, but no. Let's come back in January after I like have some rest. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to do a quick boot camp. I'm going to basically give you the structure of how it is that I do things. But the meat and potatoes, you're going to want to join us in January, because it is going to literally set your entire 2021 up. But I wanted to do the December thing, honestly, to give you a boost, to kind of like set you up in time for 2021. So you don't just show up January 1st like, so... I think I might have something to sell and you might want it, maybe. Like, no, boo, like, here, show it boldly, tell them what you got, and, you know, do it. So that's the structure and what I have coming up.
For that. Yes. Oh my God. Now,
let me tell you.
I'm telling you, as somebody who like provides value on a day-to-day basis, you provided so much value. I'm like, this girl is doing lives for an hour with us, doing all these trainings. Like,
listen.
Now, I mean, I was a part of the lucky bunch. It was free. Now,
yes, it was.
Is the January one gonna be free?
No, it ain't. No, ma'am. Not at all. Let me tell you, I had coaches that I've worked with in the past, like, I know you ain't doing this 21-day challenge for free. I said, yes, I am. They're like, are you insane? I'm like, maybe. I'm checking on a daily basis. I ask myself, like, girl, you crazy? Like this? No. Like, they're like, no, it should be at least 2,000, 1,400. I said, no, I don't want to. Listen, there is a number in my mind. I'm gonna keep it to myself for now.
Keep it to yourself. You ain't gotta say it out loud. I'm just glad.
I'm gonna keep it to you. I'm gonna keep it to myself for now. Sorry, my mama was calling.
Yeah, it's all good.
But I was like, it's still a crazy price. It really is.
I'm all here for it. I'm telling you, as somebody who I'm a marketing major, and so I do content, on a day-to-day basis, and I found it to be super helpful. Like, super helpful from a business standpoint, and even just a creative standpoint as well. Because I'm like, yo, there's so many things, and it opened my eyes, because even somebody who is, pretty good in their field of, what I do. I'm decent with the marketing, but I was like, there's a lot of things that I don't know. And you have to continuously make sure that you're educating yourself on different things that are out there. And so some of the things that, you had dropped resources, I was like, wow, I got to do my research on some of these. I was like, okay. So
Right.
Those were super helpful. Now you had posted this post. I don't know if it was today. My days have been.
Was I giving shade or reading somebody?
No, you.
Okay.
It was a business tip, and I wanted to make sure that you were able to give it to the audience. It was basically 3 questions that need to be answered when somebody comes to your page. Can you go over that?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about?
Yes. See, because I had this issue, okay, where I would always have people, I would give all this great advice and do all these lives. Like I said, I'm not selling, right?
Yeah.
And I'd give everybody the goodness. They taking notes. They're like, oh yes. And next thing they know, they come out and they with their wallet out and they're like, Monica, I got my card here. How can we do business? And I'm like, so I'm working on that. And when you tell somebody you working on it, or they have the worst thing I have ever seen in my life, and I see it all the time, and it was even with myself, is I would come to somebody's page, okay, and I look, and I'm like, this is so amazing. How can I pay them to help me? And I have no way to get an answer.
Mm.
It's so aggravating.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, listen, you got to answer 3 questions.
Okay.
Number 1 is
notes.
Please take notes. If y'all haven't been taking notes right now, I don't know what your problem is.
Right.
Listen, the sauce all day. But anyway,
no, for real.
Number 1 is you need to ask. People need to automatically know how you can help them. Okay. Now you can help them in multiple ways. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I help people with mindset. I help people with all kinds of stuff, starting businesses, whatever. Okay. But people need to know at least one way that you help them. Okay. Like, am I coming to this person because they can help me with my mindset? Or am I coming to them because they help me, get money through the financial markets? Like, are they helping me get my credit together? Like, are they selling bundles, boots? Let us know how we can spend our money with you. Okay.
Okay.
The next thing is what are you selling? So there has to be something somewhere. I don't care. And actually, it's funny. I was working on this today on my Facebook page. I said, people come to me, can I pick your brain? Let's see, I'm gonna need an invoice first, boo. So I was like, I'm gonna start putting up coaching sessions or consulting sessions or whatever, because why not, right? Yeah. So even if it's that, where they can just get a call and pick your brain for an hour, whatever the case is, like allow people to pay you for something. Right. And then the next thing is, I wrote notes, right? Yeah. I wrote all 3 of them down because I was like, if it's not in front of me, I'm going to forget the last one. And look at me. Forgot the last one. I know I wrote it down.
You're having me so weak. All them papers on that desk.
Listen, let me looking back here. I wrote it down and then I skipped it away. Okay. What does she sell? How can she help me? And how can I work with her? Those are the 3 questions, right? Okay. So it can be all 3. It can be one of them, 2 of them, whatever. But the thing is people need to know how it is. Like, what's your value? Like, why do you exist? Like, are you just there because like I don't want people thinking I'm an influencer. I don't want people thinking that, that they can't give me money because Dove's giving me money. No, boo. I need your coins too. Okay. No. Here you go. Click on this link and pay me for this guide, and pay me for this boot camp, and pay me for this workshop, pay me for this time. Okay. Yeah. And it's funny because I noticed it yesterday. I was actually going through my old stories and I said, oh yeah, that's so powerful. And I said, Monica, how can people pay you? And I was like, ooh, let me fix that. I had to fix that myself. Yeah. Okay. Because it's important. We have to understand that we did not come into business to feel good. We came into business to get this money. Okay.
Yes.
Provide value, but get that money, sis.
I think that a lot of people, needed to hear that, because I think we need to normalize getting comfortable getting paid. Like,
oh yes,
times have certainly changed, and especially when you are in the entrepreneurial field, like, you gonna pay me for my time. And this is something that I've even had to struggle with, like, in, just this year, because I mean, my page, I give out tons of free value, like all day.
Oh, girl. I'm on a notepad every time. Let me go check what she put on her
oh my God. I mean, I give out a lot of value. And so, I mean, I give out information that I'm super passionate about, but then like, I realized that I could start paying for that, like charging for that information. And so that's just something that me on a personal level, I've been working on monetizing, my talents, because yeah, you give out so much time, you give out so much value, you definitely should be getting paid for it. And also, not limiting yourself. If I'm in one field, that doesn't mean I also can't get paid in marketing, or like you said, consultations. People are always in my inbox trying to pick my brain. I'm like, I actually wrote that one down. I'm like, okay, I need a consultation fee. Because
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and then you just have to normalize it. 1, people are going to respect you more. And then number 2, like, information ain't free. Like, most of the things that I am able to speak back is because I've paid for that information. So it's like, it's just a cycle, a recurring process. I had to pay for it. You gonna pay something for it. Like you ain't even gonna pay what I pay.
Exactly. Now, I did want to say one thing about that, and I was reading about it today, and I like the way this person said this, because I think I talk about this all the time on my page too. People think, oh, you know, I heard you do this or whatever. I'm just Google it. That's fine. You can Google it. You can YouTube it all day. Let me tell you one thing you will not get on YouTube. You will not get the transformation. You will not get the process. Okay. Listen, and if you really look at it, you will see there is always a missing piece to what it is that you look at on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Okay. Because here's what it is. We give you, and if you're an entrepreneur and you're listening to this, write this down. Please write this down. We give you the what. We even give you the why, right? We give you the pieces and all that kind of stuff. We tell you what is included. We tell you, yes, you need to get your credit score together. Yes, we'll send out letters. Yes, we'll, put in disputes and all that. But guess what? We are not giving you the how, okay? I'm not giving you the addresses to the creditors. I'm not telling you the exact process, because there's a process where I got to reach out to the bureau, then reach out to your creditor, then reach out to you, and then reach out to the bureau again, and then the creditor will finally get it off, and I got to send them a follow-up letter. You gonna do all that, and you gonna give me your $150 a month and let me do it? Okay, that's what I thought. So when you have people coming to you asking you questions, really what they're doing is they're hoping that in some way, some roundabout way, that you are going to give them the process. But you have taken weeks, months, years even to develop that process through trial and error. They are paying you for that. So don't be afraid to ask somebody, yes, I'm gonna need $200 for an hour of my time, because it costs a lot at this point right now, okay? Because
I like that. Now, kind of piggybacking off of that, how important do you think it is that we normalize investing into ourselves?
It's a must. It's a must. It literally, okay, here's the funny thing about it. I always think about it when people talk about they don't want to pay for this, or they wish it was something more affordable or whatever. You cannot nickel and dime your way to $1 million in your lifetime. It doesn't happen. Even if you start, let me tell you something. The easiest way I know for somebody to become a millionaire by the time they retire is for an 18-year-old child to invest $4,000 a year for 7 years, and then let that sit in an account for 8% or more, and just let the market do whatever. That's the easiest way. But what is an 18-year-old going to do in order to get $4,000 a year saved?
Right.
They're going to have to work their butt off, because who's paying them that much? Right. Where are they living at? What they doing? Like, what you doing to save $4,000 a week? I didn't save no $4,000 until I increase my income. So you have to there has to be some sort of a sacrifice. There has to be some sort of an exchange. And so what happens is you can learn all you want to. You can take all the free classes, sign up for all the free challenges and stuff. But until you start to create transactions for yourself, there is no transformation. That's something I heard from a coach of mine. I can't even take credit for it. I don't even know who said it. I've heard it too. There must be a transaction in order for there to be transformation. It has to be. Absolutely. If you don't do that, you are missing out on the important part. Every single time I have invested in something, it has saved me hours, weeks, months of time, right? I've sat there and tried to create a launch planner, right? I've tried I got to launch a product. I wonder what I got to do. Or I look online and somebody says, I will teach you how to launch a product for $1,000. Okay, here. And what do? Here's the paperwork. Let me go ahead and set it up for you. I'm a pinpoint, bullet point, all this stuff. And then boom, I'm going to have it in your schedule. And all you're going to do is wake up in the morning and say, I have to send out this email. That's automated. I have to do this. That's automated. And guess what? Your girl's sleeping well at night, not having to rack my brain, trying to figure out, oh my God, I got to send out an email. What should the email say? I don't have time for that. You know how long that would take me? I could take the next 6 months trying to figure out how to launch one product. Or I could have somebody else show me the process and be done and move on with the next thing.
I freaking love that, because I think as you start to transition from the employee mindset to a business owner, investor mindset. And you can still have a job and think like a business owner. It's all the mindset, which I don't think people have. Like, but you start valuing your time. I mean, I used to be kind of iffy, like, that seems kind of pricey. I'm not trying to pay that. Now I'm like, cool, take all the coins you need, because I don't have time for that. Like, I don't have the sanity. I don't want to do it. Like, if you're telling me I can pay you X amount of dollars and everything's already set up, you've already done the work, cool, here you go. At that point, you deserve it, because I already know, like, I know how hard this is and how time consuming this is. And the fact that you packaged it, you made it all pretty, and now you charge it, you deserve that. Like,
here you go.
Take it. Like, take it, because I value my time. Like, what people don't understand is you're not paying more so for my expertise. You're paying for my time. Like, you can't even afford me and what I do charge. Like, you got to understand that you're paying somebody for their time, whether it takes me like an hour or whether it takes me 10 minutes. Like, you're paying me expertise times my time. Like, we got to just get in the habit of knowing, like, okay, I know she didn't learn that overnight. She's really good at what she does. She deserves to be paid for it. Like,
thank you.
You deserve to be paid for it. Like, that challenge, girl. I'm so glad you're like,
you know what? You just made me think of something when you said the expertise. I actually just did a live stream last night on my biz page. And I said, listen, your expertise plus your experience is what equals the expectation to get your money. Okay.
Okay, wait. I didn't hear you.
Write it down. I'm gonna have to listen to a meme or something. All right, your expertise plus your experience equals the expectation to get this money. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You need to patent that formula right there.
I need to go sit down the trademark real quick, because
my God, girl. This is noted. I really like that.
Lord, I just
that was good. Now, I remember, one thing I do love about you is, like myself, you're very transparent. I feel like you're very transparent and, like, just kind of where you're at and things of that nature. And I just remember, it's probably been like 2 months or so, when you were kind of just being transparent with your audience about how you had just kind of ghosted social media for a while, and you had needed time, or you had basically a dry spell. And so, do you have any tips for entrepreneurs in regards to, like, sanity or self-care, so they aren't getting burnt out for always having to kind of show up on social media? Because I know it could be draining.
Oh, yes. Girl, I took notes about that one right there. Because I said, ooh, let me tell y'all real quick. Okay. So basically, it always comes back to mindset. Listen, if for some reason you've been avoiding fixing your mindset, just stop. Okay. Mindset is everything. Mindset is not a destination. It is a constant journey. It is always evolving. The minute you stop working on your mindset, you stop growing. And one of my mentors once told me, I think I was like 20 when he told me this, you are either growing or you are dying. You never stay the same. You don't stay in the same spot, because time keeps moving forward. Technology keeps moving forward. And you can't, like, I can't stay in the 80s. I can't have an 80s mindset in 2020.
Right.
Okay, that's what happened with wages, and we see where the economy's at right now. Okay,
right.
That's another topic. Right? I'm not going back to my financial days.
Don't get me started.
Jesus, but okay. So you have to keep with a journey, all right? And then also the thing is I never think that once I do blank, right, then I'll do whatever. I have this mindset of it comes from me being a rebellious child, not to my mama, because she don't play them games, to my daddy. That daredevil kid where my dad would say, hey, be at home by 6 o'clock, and I come in at 6:10 and be like, what you gonna do about it? Like, that was me. Okay. So in business and when I'm trying to reach my goals, I'm the same way where like I used to, and in my weak points, I do this too when I'm feeling like, I don't want to do anything. I will, what I'll do is I'll see something that looks difficult and I'm like, I don't know if I should do that. Like, I don't know if I can. And then at some point I'll just snap out of it and be like, well, why don't you go do it and figure it out? Because I'm pretty sure if you go do it, you'll be fine. So like when I started my business, I was sitting there for months and months and months. Oh, I have to go file with the state somehow. Like it wasn't on the internet. And I have to go get my EIN and oh, this is going to be such a long, difficult process. And one day I woke up and I said, girl, let's just check it out. Let's just check it out. Okay. Oh, there's the website. Oh, look, it's a quick little form. Oh, fill it out. Oh, wait, it's 160. Oh, look, I paid it. Wow, you're in a business now. Well, that was easy. What about DIN? That's going to be so hard. Well, let's go over to the IRS website. And we went to the IRS website. You typed in your info. Oh, ta-da, you got an EIN.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you just wait 5 months to do something that took you 15 minutes? Right. Oh, you did? How dumb do you feel, girl? Okay, don't do that anymore, okay? So this is the way I talk to myself, okay? I'm like, get it together, Monica, all right? So what happened was with me, with business and everything, the reason I actually took a break, and I didn't mean to, it just kind of happened because, like I said, I'll be running and doing all this stuff, and I just got to a point where I was like, nope, don't care. Legit was like, nope, don't care. I don't want to show up anymore. And really what had happened, and I talk about it a lot lately, is that I started focusing on the goals of people around me, right? And that happens a lot. See, when we're in business, we'll get business coaches and they'll tell you, you need to do this, this, and this. And then at some point you may think, well, actually, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a business coach where I have a 6-month program. It ain't in me. Okay, I realized when I had to learn about who I was, this is what I did for those 2 months, is I had to like really focus on who I was. I'm not the person who has this expendable, just this huge supply of energy that just renews itself. And every morning I wake up like, I got this. No, your girl ain't got it, okay? I'm good for about a week and a half. And then I'm like, bow out, y'all. I'll be back. Like, that's just how I work. I need rest. Yeah. And I was not giving that to myself. And so what I realized is that when these urges, these creative urges come, when these moments come where it's like, I just get this burst of energy and I want to write and all, like my brain is just popping off with all of these thoughts. I need to do whatever's on it. I need to put the information out. Even if I don't do anything with it, I need to type it out, write it out, get it out there. Because when your girl needs to rest and I go blank, yeah. I need to go rest. Okay. And so what happened is that the problem with it is for me, and I called it a problem before, it's not a problem anymore, is that my rest period is really long. So I'll be good for about a week and a half, just going and blowing and everything. And then I will crash in a good 3-4 weeks. I'm just sitting there like, did y'all want me to show up online? Because I'm not, no. So I batch content, right? I batch content, I do all this stuff to prepare myself. But what happened with that spell, I didn't prepare myself. I prepared for July and August because I do quarterly planning. And September, I was like, I'll get to it later. Well, September was when I got into the spell of, no, we ain't doing nothing. Yeah. And I was like, no, come on. I need to do something. Like, remember, we're supposed to be consistent online. And it was like, no. So it just got me stuck there. Right. So that was the actual problem. So the main thing is you have to realize how you work. Okay. Mm-hmm. Some of us do have a consistent amount of energy, maybe not all day or whatever, but we got a good 2-3 hours in the day where we can knock out work. And then the rest of the day, we just kind of whatever. Right. Yeah. Some of us don't have that every single day. I go through weeks, like I said, of nothing, where I'm just like, my brain don't want to work. We're not creative anymore. I'm not thinking of funny things online anymore. I'll show up and I'm just like, what y'all want to talk about today? Because I really don't want to at all. But, I'm here, so let's think of something. And it's just like, that's not helping anyone. That's not even helping me. Right. And so I really had to go and focus on how it is that I work and make sure that I show up for everybody else after I've become my best self. Like I actually I took them all down now, but I said that you have to fill up your cup before you can actually feed anyone else, right? You can only feed them or give them or pour out of you from your overflow. Never try to take your cup and it's half full or whatever and say, oh, let me help you out. No. It's the oxygen tank on the plane. You ain't got your mask on. Stop trying to put it on somebody else. Put your mask on. Make sure you can breathe. Make sure you're good. And then go help someone else.
Yeah.
So that's really what it came down to, is I had to focus on who I am. This may be a little woo-woo for some people. But what I did was I studied something called human design, right? It's similar to like the anagrams and astrology, all that kind of stuff. But basically, it's based off of when you're born. But you have there's these 4 different types or whatever. You have a manifestor, a generator, a projector, manifesting generator, and I think there's like a reflector. I think there's a very small amount of people, but I'm what's called a manifestor. And it's like, oh yeah, you're a manifestor. No, what it means is that we don't have a lot of energy. Generators are the ones who can kind of like work a 9 to 5. They're cool with it. They always have a good amount of energy. They can just keep going. But as manifestors, we get a burst of energy. We can start something and then it's like, here, take this. Go do something with it because I'm done, right? And I had to honor that because I realized as soon as I read these things and I don't take it as like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like, this is tell me what to do. I read it and I was like, oh, that's really true. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should like look into this a little bit. And it really did, for me, it really did prove to be true. Like, wow, okay, I actually work this way. So maybe let me figure this out. And as I started to apply it, it really, really helped me realize that when I have that burst of energy, do something. When I don't try to force it. Don't try to push it. Come back when you're ready. And number 1 is for me to keep my goals first. Because when you get into this space of internet and online marketing, network marketing and all that stuff, it is very easy for you to take the goals and the ideals of a group and let it trump your own thing. And you end up being resentful to other people for stuff you need to do, right? Because we know about network marketing, okay? What happens a lot in network marketing, I'm going to wrap this up real quick. What happens a lot in network marketing is a lot of us, we try it. We take a look at it. And when it doesn't work, we say, oh, well, this person didn't help me, or that company was this, or whatever the case is. But really what it was is you did not honor yourself. You didn't take your goals seriously enough for yourself. Because here's the thing. If you look at it, you can always succeed and always win in these things, but you have to keep your desires first. Now, I'm not saying rebel against it and be like, I'm not selling your stupid product. Well, don't be a part of it then. Like, don't do that. What I'm saying is that if you know for a fact that your goal is to, let's just say, get to $1,000 a month, right? Don't start chasing after the person who says, oh, you can make $1 million a month, because it's been done. I mean, I'm pretty much every company out there, somebody's earning $1 million. All right. There's usually multiple people doing it. Don't focus on that if that was not your original goal. You got to get to your goal before you start focusing on everything else. I think one of my mentors, what's her name? Brittany Garrison said, get what you came for. All right. Get what you came for. Like, get the money you came for, get the business you came for. But to me, what that translates to is keep your own goals first before you start focusing on what other people say you can do, what other people say you want to do. Like, even in my own personal business, like the whole idea of coaching, like I said, the 6 months thing, it ain't for me. But most business coaches will tell you, oh, you should be coaching and do a high ticket offer. No, let me sell you this digital product for an ebook and you get out my face. Like, and not to be rude, but I
feel like that's me too.
I can't keep it going that long, boo. No. Look, I can do a 4-week course at most. And that's only if I'm showing up for like once a week. But if I have to sit here and see y'all every single day, it ain't happening. No. And I had to honor that in myself. I said, no, listen, I will stick to a $500-600 program for about a month. I am not doing a $7,000 program for 6 months. I will disappear off the face of the earth. Don't make me do this to these people. Like, it ain't, it's not going to be cute. Okay. So I had to honor that in myself and say, that's nice. I get what you're saying, boo, but it ain't for me. I'd rather sell you something for $30 that you can download and do on your own than for me to be stuck. That's how I feel, stuck with you for 6 months. It ain't happening. It's just not me. That's just, no. I can't. I just can't.
No, I think that was super helpful. You definitely, for sure, said some gems. My key takeaways were, I love the batching of content because I feel like we are actually very similar in that regard. Like, I show up consistently on social media, but that doesn't mean I want to show up every single day. But
no.
Okay. So it's like, even on the days that I'm not trying to be present, I'm present.
You're there.
Because I have so much saved content where it's like, I'm good. Like, I'm going to post my video and I'm going to just be laying in bed because I'm on social media today. And so that is, I think, super helpful. And then keeping yourself and your goals first, because you literally cannot pour from an empty cup. So that was major. Now, one thing I love about you is that you do seem to have, well, not seem, you do have a very collaborative mindset. Now, was this something that you've kind of always had, or did you have to grow to have it? Because I don't think people understand how having a competitive mindset is so hindering to their success.
Yes. Well, first of all, I just said yes. I have not always had a collaborative mindset. Coming from where I came from, just in life in general, it was always this, I'm gonna just straight up listen, growing up in a Black household, okay, in a Black community, we inherently have this crab in a bucket mentality, right? I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna get mine and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like, no, let's go collaborate and let's do something that's gonna help everybody. And when I started working in financial services, as a salesperson, you're still like this, me, gotta do my thing, whatever. But as you start helping people with their finances, you start looking at that bigger picture and being like, you need to do this because it's gonna benefit your whole lineage. It's gonna benefit your entire generational, wealth. Like, I had one guy once tell us, and this really is where my whole mindset shifted. He basically showed us like, okay, if you do this in your business and in your, not really your business, forget the business, in your investments, okay? He showed us how you could basically get to the point where you save up, and it's going to sound real crazy to some people, how you basically can invest and save up about $10 million in your lifetime. And in your children's lifetime, it'll grow to about 120 million. And then after that, it pushes up to like 500 or 600 million. And next thing you know, you've got billionaires. But you have to have a collaborative, like, you have to set it up right. You have to do the investments. And here's the thing, it's sacrificial because you're not focused on what lifestyle I'm having and all that stuff. Not saying you're going to live poor. You ain't going to live poor. Let's start there. But the thing is you're focused on the long term, right? That's why wealthy families have charitable foundations set up in the family name. Right? That's why his thing was like this. He's like, I want my great grandson to have a picture of me on the mantle because I did what I had to do. Yeah. I want the mantle. The money's going to lead to the mantle. Okay. And I'm like, that's hilarious. But, I was taking notes, girl. But the point is having this thing where you're taking what you're doing and you're not just looking at, oh, I created a 7-figure business. I created, this thing. Like, no, like, you can't get there alone. If you think you're going to get there alone, you come in with that mindset, you are setting yourself up for failure, period. Right. And the great thing that I like about online entrepreneurship is that community is key. Yeah. If you just come out and say, hey, I'm a coach, I do this, great, that's cool. But just like what you're doing right now with this podcast, you're reaching out to other women who do amazing things and putting them out somewhere, right? First and foremost, my audience who would have never known who you are going to know who you are because I'm going to definitely blow up this episode like, yo, like, this was amazing. And now you're gonna have like loyal followers and listeners to your podcast because they're in my network. But then your network is gonna be like, who's this Monica girl? Oh, what's about this challenge? Let me go sign up for it. And it's going to, and it just spreads out that way. And we end up coming together and we teach other people that in order for you to get ahead in business, you need to reach more people, and the best way and the easiest and the cheapest way for you to do this is to reach out and give people a voice. Like one of the biggest things that I like to do when I was doing the brunches, and that I want to actually bring them back. I know with COVID and all, we're gonna figure this out though.
Right.
Maybe some online seminars, okay? Is I want to give other people a platform. Yeah. When you focus on giving others a platform, it is paramount, because you take yourself from being this person who's trying to be this authority and this expert and this guru into being basically the person behind the scenes, right? Yeah. And I kind of got that from back when I used to want to be a music producer. I said I wanted to be Diddy, and I started following Diddy. Diddy is untalented, okay? He can't dance, he can't rap. But he's a collaborator. He's a connector. He puts people on, and he puts them in front and lets them do their thing, and he collects all the money in the back. But I'm saying, right? But he does it in a way that, but here's the thing, everybody know who Diddy is. Everybody know who Bad Boy is, right? Yeah. They don't, like, regardless of whatever, he put himself on this pedestal because he put others on a higher pedestal. And it's not saying that you need to shrink yourself down. That's not the point. You need to show up. You need to be loud out there, but bring a friend, right? Because people like that. They don't, yes, people will come and listen to me all day, but when they come and see, oh, Monica's got somebody with her, who's this other person? I like that Monica put this girl with her. This was good. This was good. Yeah. They care about those sorts of things because now they feel welcome to sit at the table with you. And that's what's really, really important, right? Partnership always evolves into leadership when you allow yourself to put people out there in front of you. Like I haven't always wanted to be the forefront person. I still don't. I always wanted to be a connector. I wanted to be the person who brings people together. Like y'all seem like a good fit. Y'all talk. Like even when I was a kid, I was the one who was like, oh, you like who? I'll be back. Hey, so my homegirl likes you. I think you should come. No, come on, go talk to her. Like that was me. Okay. So I'm always like a connector of people. I want people to come together and do amazing things. But if I sit here and I try to be the front person and just say, hey, listen, I'm trying to be better than that person over there, I would never get to that point.
Absolutely. No, that is so true. And I mean, that's even something that I've had to learn, especially this year. Like, I don't know if I would have made it without like all the connections and collabs I've been able to do via online this year. And it's like, it's like you never know like who somebody else knows. Like you never know who you might know that I could connect with. And it's like you said, you're just opening your audience to different people. And it's like, it costs $0. Like
none.
You're going to, I'm going to post this. Everybody in my network is going to see it. And it's like, oh, okay, this Monica sounds dope. Like, let me go check her out. And so then it's cost to me no money to be able to give this platform so we can have this conversation. However, I do it for the one. And I feel like you kind of have that mindset too. So it's like somebody might hear this and find some value. So it's like, do it for the one. And I think that it's like we both come from very genuine places. And so, collaborative. Now, you are very big on mindset, on manifesting. You said you're a manifestor. Now, I feel like when people say manifesting, I feel like it's almost one of those like cliche
words. Yes.
It's like, okay, I'm going to manifest, but like, how do I manifest? Do you have any like tips on where a beginner who's like, I'm trying to manifest the desires of my heart, but I don't know where to start. Like, any tips on where they can begin?
I'm rubbing my hands together because I love this. Okay, this is like one of my favorite things. I'm going to be doing, I feel, one of the most epic things ever next year. I can't give too much info, but it's going to be an immersive manifestation boot camp. Now this thing, because I love it and it's my passion, it is probably going to be a 90-day thing. And no, I'm not going to disappear because this is my passion. I do this every day anyway. Okay. But I do it with myself. But what you have to do is you have to get to this place where you merge who you are with who you want to be. It is not this thing that you're striving towards. It's literally, and it's so funny how I explain it. It's literally, I don't even know how to, okay, you ever seen those, think of a onesie, right? The onesie pajamas where it's like a whole body thing. You step into it and then you zip it up and boom, you're in the onesie. Okay, well, that's you stepping into the future version of yourself. You need to step into it and just live it out. Make pretend like you're a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old and you playing with your imaginary friend, you're in some fortress, you're under the water, like whatever the case is. But that is how you manifest things for real, okay? So what I actually study is something called the law of assumption. And it's taught by this guy by the name of Neville Goddard. And he actually, let me see how I can say this. Okay. Most of us know about a guy named Bob Proctor. Okay. I mean, if you listen into this podcast, you know about Bob Proctor. Okay. Let's just start there. Okay. So because you know about Bob Proctor learned what he learned from a man by the name of Reverend Ike. Okay. Look him up too. The man is interesting. Okay. Reverend Ike learned what he learned from a guy named Neville Goddard, and Neville Goddard learned what he learned from his Ethiopian rabbi roommate named Abdullah. Yes, it's a whole thing, okay?
Oh, wow.
Look it up, girl. But here's the thing. There's not a lot of info on Abdullah other than what Neville has written, okay? I was actually looking. I need to look up Ethiopian Jewish mysticism, whatever, because where'd they get this whole process from? But it's very similar to the law of attraction. The law of attraction basically says you're at point A, you want to get to point B. And basically you need to really focus on it to move yourself towards point B. Well, what he says is that, okay, you're at point A, you want to be at point B. So you need to now live life inside of point B. There is no movement towards it. It's simply, I'm here now what? So you need to live from it. You need to say, okay, I'm $1 million earner. What am I doing today? How am I thinking today? And how do I feel it, right? The way that you work it is you have to feel through it, right? So yes, it's a whole process. And I would say, oh, start somewhere else. But no, you need to start here because just like he says, you need to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The wish fulfilled is having everything I want. So I have to assume I already have it and evoke the feeling of it. Like I thought about it, so funny the other day, I was thinking about, I want to be a homeowner, okay? And I kept thinking about, okay, what am I thinking of if I'm a homeowner? Like, what are the things that I'm thinking about? And I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Don't judge me, okay? All right?
No,
but what happened was, it was something so simple. So in the show, whenever they go to somebody's house and they have the conversations with the sisters or the mom or whoever, they pan in front of their house and they'll say like Chris's house, Kim's house, whatever, right? And when they panned in front of Chris's house, the mom's house, they showed she had a gate in the front and some white flower bushes. And I thought to myself in that moment, I said, oh my God, if I'm owning a house, I'm gonna have to make decisions like, what color are the bushes in front of my house? What kind of gate am I having? Like, what brand is the oven? So I have to start thinking about those things, not, oh, that house looks really nice. I really, really wish I want the house. No. I own the house now. So now what? Like, okay, what color are the walls in my house? How does my bathroom look, right? Because I already own it. It's there. And here's the thing about it. I'm just aware of how good it feels to own the house. I'm not wishing, oh man, I can't wait. What? Can't wait for what? You're already there. Right? So it's a very, very intricate thing, but it's not. So because we like to talk about women, okay, we're Black women, I like to hype them up some. There's two that I think that you should follow on social media. One is Candace Toth. Now her name is spelled just Candace. Most of us say Candace, but she pronounces it Candace.
Is that what
Candace?
Is that what a C?
Yes, it's Candace, and her last name is Thoth. And I think she's on Instagram under Return to Aloha because she lives in Hawaii. She has these great mini courses that really help to drive it home because y'all, I've been listening to Neville, I want to say for like 2-3 years on and off. It was a good year of nothing, but I went back to it. But it's still it always has this mysterious thing where you're like, I hear what you're saying, but something's missing. So her courses really just made it just click. I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about? Oh, I got this. Okay, cool.
Okay.
And she talks about this one thing called revision that literally is life changing. Just dive into it.
Okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about. And then the other one is a girl by the name of Jerica Glasper. So her name is it's like Erica with a J. It's Jerica. And her last name is Glasper. Okay. Now she specifically was my personal coach. I got a program. I think she's coming back out with it in 2021. But she did a great job. She's also a student of Candace, but you know, both of them teach in their own way and they bring something else to the table, but it really just made sense of it. But yeah, they didn't teach me this method I'm gonna teach. This was something I actually learned from somebody else a long time ago, but I was like, I put all three. I felt like Captain Planet with our powers combined.
That's amazing. I freaking love it. Now,
oh my goodness.
What are your thoughts? I remember I had put, me and my questions. And I remember I had put a question like, or maybe it was just a statement more so, blessings come in the form of people. And so I feel a lot of people are, closed-minded to, like I said, collaborating with new people. Any tips on helping somebody become a little bit more open-minded? Because you never know, that blessing could be on the other side of that DM. So any tips on just like, as we move into this new year, on how somebody can stay more open-minded?
How to stay more open-minded. Well, I think that the main thing is that they have to keep an open mind of what the possibilities are for their own life. Because if you're not open to working with other people, you're not open to your life really changing. It literally, God always sends people to you in order for things to change, right? Because for instance, I started to work, I've worked in financial services for, it was 12 years I was in financial services. There was one particular part of financial services I always wanted to learn about because I knew it was where the money was at. I just never had a way to get into it, and that's the foreign exchange market. I met my, the mentor that I actually met who introduced me to it. He became my Facebook friend a year prior to that. I was big mad once. I was like, wait a minute, you did this whole time and you ain't never say nothing to me? Like, come on. But anyway, right? But here's the thing. I have no clue how he became my, listen, the most important people in my life, I have no clue how they showed up. I literally don't. I don't remember what Facebook post. I don't know if it was an ad, even one of my biggest mentors, her name is Chanel Cooper Sykes. I have no clue how I found her. It was 10 years ago. But now all I knew is she was doing a challenge. Next thing I know, I was signed up into it. And even during the challenge, I'm like, wait, where did I find this lady? Like, I have no clue. I don't know if somebody invited me to it, if there was an ad, I don't know. But the thing is that you have to open yourself to the possibilities. And the thing is it doesn't always come, it doesn't always come as soon as you ask for something. It's not like you say like, I really want this to happen. So now the people are going to show up. No, you think about something, you're like, that would be nice. And you just move on with life. And what happens is things just start to orchestrate and they bring people. Some of your greatest blessings in 2021 are going to happen from people that you met a year or two ago. And you have no clue. They're just cool. Like, they cool. They comment on something every once in a while. That's great. Or they're people you have never met in your life that are going to pop up out of nowhere and completely change your life. You just have to be open to that. It really comes from a possibility mindset. You always have to have the idea of that people come into your life, and this is as general as people always say, people come into your life for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. Well, you need to connect with people because you have no clue who they could be. I have my best friend right now is actually the wife of my ex-husband's best friend.
Okay.
So we were like couple friends, right?
Yeah.
And when they first started dating, we were so distant. I was like, okay, she's over there. That's great. Like, it was just kind of like whatever. And then at some point we just started hanging out every single day. And it was just like, this woman is my best friend. Like, like, you're so dope. Like, what happened? Where was life before you? I don't understand.
Right.
But so the thing is if I wasn't open-minded to just having a conversation or like, okay, sure, we'll hang out, or hey, let's go have a girls' day or whatever, then I would have never met my best friend currently, right? And it's not just stuff like that. It's simply just in business. Like, I would have never met you had I not decided to work on business and investing. If I saw you as a suggestion on my friends list and I didn't say, okay, sure, then we wouldn't even be right here right now. So the thing is, you have to just be open to those sorts of things and understand that everyone around you is a potential blessing. And here's the thing, you may be the blessing to them. Because when I did my challenge, one of the people who was like the most active in the group, like, I have no clue where she came from. I don't know. She has no clue where she came from. She's like, I don't know. I just happened to, I think I added you a few months ago and you said you were doing a challenge. And I was like, oh, bet. Next thing I know, wow. Holy crap, this is amazing. And I was just like, see, like, we have no clue why people come into our life. It could just simply be somebody who follows you, you know, and that's the other thing about showing up, right? So being open-minded, not just to other people, but also showing up, which is what I talk about. You have to be open-minded to show up because you never know how you can help somebody. I always think this every time I'm like, I don't want to do nothing, whatever, like them 2 months that I was gone, you know, God kept nudging me, tapping me on my shoulder, like, Monica,
yeah,
people are literally crying themselves to sleep at night over what it is that you do. And you are the answer to their prayer. And you have no clue. You have no clue. And so what I said, I literally, sometimes I'll just wake up and I'll be like, I need to help the people who are crying to going to sleep tonight crying, because they need something in their lives. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're going to help them out with charity or you're going to create a business. You could hop on and just have this inspired thought and just tell people, like, don't give up. You know, I put on my page all the time, like, hey, you know, you think about suicide, like, come call me, talk to me, like, let's talk. Like, you ain't got to do it. And it doesn't even have to be something that severe. It could be somebody who's just thinking of giving up on their dream because everyone around them is negative and they happen to see your video you made years ago or months ago or whatever it is. And they said, you know what? I got this.
Yeah.
So just be there.
I love that. That was so good. That was so good. Now, before we head out, what are some business goals that you have for 2021?
Well, no, I'm kidding. I have a lot, okay? And I'll throw this out here, and this is probably one of the things that I'm not going to say that because I'm assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I am putting myself out there to get published in Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., all that kind of stuff. Again, stumbling upon things on the internet and connecting with people, right? What happens? You find out ways to contribute to different things. So my thing is, I want to contribute to some major publication, a bunch of minor publications, and be speakers at different events. So if you listening and you have an event, email your girl, okay? Because that's what I want to do.
I love it. Now, before we go, any parting ways that you want to leave the people with? Any parting words?
Let's see. Oh, here's something that I'm talking about now. When it comes to doing live streams, when it comes to showing up in your business and all of that, stop trying to be someone else. We can't listen. There's already an Oprah, right? There's already whoever. There's already a Marie Forleo. There's already a Tony Robbins. We don't need them. We need you, okay? I literally have to remind myself of that all the time because I'll get on live and say, oh my goodness, so I have these questions. And I'm like, girl, stop. You don't talk like that. Bring it down, relax, right? Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm not hood. I'm not ratchet. I'm not uppity. I'm not bougie. I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah. And I just need to stay there. Just stay there because there's someone who does not fit any of those boxes and they just need someone somewhere in the middle. And here I am. So
that is great.
Be true to yourself. That's it.
Be true to yourself. That is good. That is good. Well, like I said, this right here was long overdue. I'm so glad that you were able to hop on here with me. I definitely appreciate it. All of your contact info will be at the end of this. And
Oh, yes.
so I will be seeing you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. So we'll talk soon.
All right.
Bye.